Every time I post about Gypsy Rose and I put Manson as her last name, you guys always ask, why do I put Charles Manson? Or why do I put Gypsy Rose Manson, rather? Well, if you don't know who Charles Manson is, he was a man that was able to order people to unalive people, which is very similar to what Gypsy Rose has done. In fact, I want to show you guys an interview with Charles Manson and then another one with Gypsy Rose that's actually very similar.
This is what Charles Manson said during an interview while serving life in prison for the brutal murder of Sharon Tate.
I wouldn't do anything that I felt guilty about. There's no need to feel guilty. I haven't done anything I'm ashamed of. Maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people. Then I would have felt better. Then when I felt like I really offered society something. You know, if I wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it, and I wouldn't feel a thing. Do you feel blame? Are you mad? Do you feel like You guys got this stuck in your head that I've murdered somebody. What do you want to call me a murderer for? I've never killed anyone. I don't need to kill anyone. I think it. I have it here. In my whole life, I've burglarized a grocery store, sold some nickels and dimes, busted open a stamp machine, stole a few automobiles, and cashed a couple checks. I'm a petty car thief. Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
This is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, obviously, and I want you guys to watch her interview and let's compare them.
I don't associate myself as a murderer because if you think about it, yes, I had a part to play in it. I asked Nick for help. And how that conversation started was, he was saying that he would protect me from anyone. I said anyone. He said yes. I said even my mother. He said yes. And then the plan kind of formed from there. But he's the one that did the actual kill, not me. I can't kill anyone. That's why he's in trouble to begin with, because he's the one that did it. So when they say I'm a murderer, I don't identify as that.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Charles Manson both have had someone unalived by someone else. They both don't identify as unalivers. Both of them don't think they did anything wrong. And both of them did petty crimes before they actually had someone unalived. And if you took both of them out the picture, both the people would still be alive today. So when you ask me, why do I call her Gypsy Rose Manson? This is why. Now, yesterday, I showed you guys an interview that she did with Fox 11 News LA. In that interview, she blamed her mom for her unaliving her. She, again, lied about her mom having Munchausen by proxy, even though she was never diagnosed with it. She lied and said she was abused when she wasn't. Again, this is the poster child for this chromosome deletion disorder that she has. And this is Gypsy Rose next to her. They are not the same person. This is the poster child for this chromosomal disorder. These are the symptoms for this chromosomal disorder, including weak muscles, failure to thrive, seizures, all of the things that she was being treated for, which is why she had a feeding tube, a wheelchair, and those things. So yes, she did have those issues. Her mom did embellish it for money, but her mom was not abusing her in a physical way. Gypsy Rose went to a college in California the other day, and she was a keynote speaker. One thing I did notice is that she has been linking herself with the Menendez brothers. Now, I think this is a strategic plan by her PR company. The reason why is because they are a very high-profile case right now. This is a case that may be overturned or resentenced, rather, and we're really all waiting for the turnout. This is a case where they were abused, and in their second trial, they didn't allow as much information about the abuse to be brought into court. And as other jurors that had sat on the jury pool had said that they felt like it was very biased. Now, being that these two brothers were actually abused, now it becomes in question on if they should be released. They've spent 30 years in prison, I think, around that time. And I think she wants to link herself to it because she constantly says she's this abuse victim, which we know is not true. Now, I did see people say, well, why do you think the Menendez brothers should be released, or you think they should have a chance, but not Gypsy Rose? Well, if you really look into the Menendez brothers, they truly were abused, or in my opinion. And I do feel like they have done a lot to improve themselves while in prison, whereas Gypsy hasn't done any of that. And there has been documented proof of them being abused. No, I don't feel like it is okay for anyone to unalive anyone, but I do think for a male to be assaulted in a actual way by their parents for years, I can understand where that anger would come from. And, you know, I could see someone maybe snapping, or, you know, they should have been protected. But, you know, they've done 30 years. They have done lots of programs to improve themselves. I don't know. I'm partial about it, but if they let them out, I would prefer them be out over Gypsy. But then that's still a little nerve-wracking. I'm very partial about this subject. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. But she is trying to link herself to it, and because it's a big situation right now, it is something that she feels like she should attach herself to, and that is why she's out here lying the way she is. Now, before I say anything else, I will tell you this. I am not that educated on the Menendez brothers. I did look into it a while ago, like years ago, but I feel like I don't have enough information to really make a great decision, yay or nay. This is just my opinion based on what I know. So don't judge me too hard if you're offended by what I said. But that's just where I stand with this. And I wanted to mention this to you guys because I do think it's very interesting that the Menendez brothers is something that she spoke on. And also the fact that Kim K has been petitioning for them to be released as well. And you know, Gypsy Rose wants to be affiliated with anything Kim K does. And you know, Kim K don't want nothing to do with that girl. So there's that, y'all. But what do you guys think on this case? What is your opinion? Do you think Gypsy Rose seems like Charles Manson? Do you think she is trying to attach herself to the Menendez brothers as a PR stunt? What do you think? What is your opinion? I would love to know. Bye-bye for now.